Okay, this site has several large oaks. Over the past 10 years, there's been 3 trees that I know of that have failed in this area, there's some concern as to their safety. And as you can see, there's this one tree here that leans out over the building where they come to work in every day. And so what our job here is to take a look at these trees closer, and especially the root crowns where the trunk goes into the roots, and see if there's any decay, what kind of condition they're in, and decide whether or not these trees are safe to keep, and maybe there's some recommendations to keep them safe. 3 trees that have failed over the last 10 years. There's this one right in front of me that failed a few years ago, and you can see the one in the back between those 2 trees. That was the one that failed about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then this other one over here that's covered with ivy, that probably failed about 5 or 10 years ago. So the process of this is, what we come in first is we have our crews come in and they uncover the root crowns. You can see this tree, just by uncovering it, we found some loose bark, we found some decay. The lower portion area there looked like it had a fungus that we call armillaria, oak root fungus, and which can be very debilitating to the wood structure. And you can see behind me over here, this big tree that leans out over the street. We got a nice clear picture of the root crown now, so we can get a good visual assessment right off the bat. And then if we have any concerns, then we can go to more advanced equipment where we can actually drill into the wood and find out what its condition is. Okay, some of the tools that we use in this diagnostic work is a little bit more crude tool. This is our sounding device. Basically, it's a hickory mallet. And what we do is we come and tap the wood tissue to see if we hear a hollow sound. If there's decay a few inches under that wood tissue, it'll make a real hollow sound, and that's an immediate warning that we should go further and look and see how bad it is. If we have any question as to whether there's any kind of decay inside and we're not sure, we can use another tool. This tool is called a resistograph. And the resistograph has a needle that protrudes out of here about 15 inches. It's a really microscopic needle here. I can bring it out there a little bit for you. I don't know if you can see that, but that bit bores into the tree, and as it bores into the tree, it grafts out the wood density. And it's very, very finite in that you can actually see the annual rings. You can see the difference between the summer wood and the spring wood. Summer wood is denser than spring wood. So as we drill into this wood, it gives us a picture on this graph as to the condition of the root. And if we go around the tree, and we do this in several spots, and we find out that the decay is extensive, then we know ahead of time before the tree falls down, and we can abate that hazard. Or we can save a tree. Someone might be concerned about a tree and there's not a hazard, and we can save the tree, let them know, look, this tree's in good shape.